Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today, I'm going to be your friendly bureaucratic translator as we navigate the complex, entirely unglamorous, and sometimes frustrating world of Illinois plumbing permits.
So, doing some plumbing work in Illinois? Look, whether you're a homeowner planning that dream renovation, a property manager patching up some aging pipes, or just a weekend DIY warrior finally tackling that basement bathroom, you really need to listen up to what we're covering today. Because the stakes here, they're incredibly high. We're talking severe enforcement issues, massive project delays, and failed inspections. I mean, unpermitted work can literally lead to absolute nightmare scenarios. Just imagine having to take a sledgehammer to brand new custom Italian tile simply because the plumbing underneath wasn't legally approved by the city. You know? The dust, the noise, the sheer heartbreak of watching your hard-earned cash get tossed into a dumpster, it happens way more than you'd think, and it will completely wreck your budget.
All right, here's our roadmap to keeping things totally above board today. We're going to cover the permit puzzle, what triggers the permit, who pulls the permit, inspections and documentation, the small job exception, and finally, next steps for homeowners.
Okay, let's jump right into part 1, the permit puzzle and navigating those local rules.
Moving on to part 2, what actually triggers a permit? Basically, knowing exactly when to call the city.
So here's the thing you gotta grasp right off the bat. Plumbing codes in Illinois vary wildly. What flies in Chicago might get you a strict stop work order just one zip code over. You just can't rely on assumptions. But looking at the nuts and bolts, there are certain universal triggers that absolutely guarantee you need the city's blessing. We're talking about installing or altering supply lines, drain lines, vents, water heaters, basically the whole shebang. But wait, here is the major trap people fall into. Even if you're doing a simple like-for-like replacement, say swapping out an old rusty water heater for a shiny new one from the hardware store, you still need a permit if the pipe sizes, the routing, or the connections change even a little bit. Code requirements evolve, right? So any tweak to the system's design instantly brings the city into the mix.
All right, part 3. Who pulls the permit? Contractors versus homeowners. Okay, so in most parts of Illinois, contractor duties dictate that the licensed professional doing the work has to be the one to actually obtain the permit. It's totally part of their job scope. But hey, as the homeowner, it is on you to double-check that they actually did it. Seriously, don't just take their word for it. Ask to see that permit number. Now, on the flip side, we have homeowner exceptions. Some jurisdictions do let homeowners apply for permits to self-perform the work, but fair warning, this usually comes with a massive mountain of extra paperwork and some really intense eligibility rules. You might literally have to submit detailed isometric drawings of your proposed plumbing lines or sign sworn affidavits proving you actually live in the home and aren't just flipping it for a quick profit.
Next up, part 4, inspections and documentation, the approval journey.
I want to walk you through this timeline step by step, because a mistake here is honestly devastating. Step 1 is getting that permit approval. Step 2 is the rough-in installation. That's where the core pipes are laid out and connected. Now listen closely, because this is a massive pro tip and exactly where ambitious DIYers always get caught. You absolutely must get an inspection after the rough-in is installed, but crucially, before you close up those walls or ceilings. Building inspectors have seen it all, and they do not mess around. If you hang drywall before the inspector sees the pipes, they will happily make you tear it right back down just so they can shine their flashlight on those joints. And finally, step 4 is the final connections and testing, just to make sure everything is completely safe and leak-free.
All right, part 5, the small job exception, navigating that tricky gray area. I know what you're thinking. Does my quick weekend project really need all this red tape? Well, it all hinges on how the state defines a minor job. Minor repairs or like-for-like replacements are strictly limited maintenance tasks. We're talking surface-level stuff here. A perfect example? Replacing a bathroom faucet or just swapping out a shower head as long as you aren't altering the underlying plumbing lines or cutting into the drywall. In some jurisdictions, these super simple, highly limited tasks actually get a free pass and don't require any formal paperwork.
But, and this is a massive but, there's a golden rule you have to remember. Exceptions depend entirely on local code interpretations. Since the word minor means something completely different from one Illinois town to the next, you absolutely cannot just assume your small job is automatically exempt. Seriously, if you're opening a wall, tweaking a vent, or moving a drain even 3 inches to the left, do not assume it's just a minor repair.
Which brings us to part 6, next steps for homeowners. Let's get you an action plan.
Let's build a totally practical roadmap that you can follow right now, long before you even pick up a wrench. First up, just contact your city or county building department directly.
And when you get them on the phone, describe your planned work in plain terms. Skip the fancy plumbing jargon. Just tell them exactly what pipes you're altering, what fixtures are getting swapped, and if any floors are coming up. Look, the folks down at the permit office, they appreciate honesty way more than someone pretending to know what a pressure-reducing valve is. Use that chat to confirm your permit category. Ask if you need a licensed pro to apply, and clarify exactly what inspections you're going to need. Giving them clear info up front is literally the best way to prevent a major headache down the line. So, to wrap up our journey today, confirm your requirements up front. The whole point of Illinois plumbing permits isn't just to punish you with endless red tape. It's actually designed to ensure fundamental safety for everyone living in that building. By confirming these rules early, you're protecting your family, you're protecting your property value, and you're completely eliminating the risk of those nasty enforcement surprises later on.
I want to leave you with one final, pretty serious question to chew on. Is skipping a simple 5-minute phone call to the city today really worth the risk of ripping your beautifully finished walls open tomorrow? The cost of unpermitted work is always higher than just doing it right the first time. Make the call, pull the permit, and keep your project on track. Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and hey, happy building!